Hi everyone, today we're going to talk about the I can statement. I can divide fractions and mixed numbers. And so we're going to start with just a regular fraction, negative 2/3 divided by 1/5. And so just like multiplication, when we're dividing, think about our integer strategies. We use punched in the eye guy to decide if our final answer is going to be positive or negative. So this is a negative times divided by, a positive. So our final answer is going to be negative. I'm going to go ahead and make a final answer box, put my negative sign in there, and then I don't have to worry about that at all. We have a strategy for dividing fractions, and it's keep, change, flip. And so each of these parts, we are going to keep, change, and flip. And I actually write the K, F, or keep, change, and then the F for flip so that I remember what I'm doing to each part. So I keep negative 2/3 the same, I change division to multiplication, and then I flip the 1/5 into 5/1. Now I can check to see if I can ninja simplify. 3 and 5 I can't, 2 and 1 I can't. So I'm going to go ahead and just multiply straight across. 2 times 5 is 10, 3 times 1 is 3, and I can take out 3 full sets of 3 out of there, and I would be left with 1/3. So my final answer is negative 3 and 1/3. All right, so we're going to continue on. Let's go ahead and get rid of this problem and put up another one. This time we're going to look at 15 divided by negative 5/7. Again, we're dividing and there's a negative in there, so I'm going to use punched in the eye guy to help me determine that my quotient will be negative, positive, negative, negative. So I'm going to make my final answer box so I can not have to worry about that at all again. Now, before I get going with my keep, change, flip, I notice that this is a whole number divided by a fraction. So I want to put that over 1. That did not change the value of 15 at all, but it did make it so that I am working with 2 fractions. So I have keep, change, flip, which turns this fraction into 15/1 times negative 7/5. So I'm going to go ahead and ninja simplify, check my corners. 15 and 5, I can divide by 5 on both of those. They have a common factor of 5. So 5 divided by 5 is 1. 15 divided by 5 is 3. If I check the 7 and the 1, they don't have a common factor, so I'm going to leave those alone. Now I have 3 times 7, which is 21, and 1 times 1, which is 1. 21 divided by 1 is 21, and that would go up in my final answer box. All right, we have one more problem to look at, and this is going to be dealing with a mixed number. So I have 1 3/4 divided by negative 2 1/2. Now I'm going to go ahead and figure out my final answer is going to be negative again. So I'm going to make my final answer box. I need to keep, change, flip, but before I do that, I need to change these mixed numbers into improper. So I have 1 times 4 plus 3 is 7/4 divided by 2 times 2 plus 1 is 5/2. Now I'm able to do keep, change, flip. So I have 7/4 times 2/5. Now I can check my corners. 4 and 2 right away. I see that they have a common factor of 2. 7 and 5, you can hear my son is getting ready for bed upstairs. 7 and 5 do not have any common factors, so I'll leave them alone. 7 times 1 is 7. 2 times 5 is 10. I can't simplify that anymore. I'm going to go ahead and put that in my final answer box. So hopefully you have a better understanding of how we use keep, change, flip for dividing fractions.